Okay, so today on Cecilia's Spot, we're making a felt truck pillow. And I'm making this for my nephew who loves trucks, and I'm using what colors I have left. And since it's Christmas time, I do have a lot of green, so we're going to do green. And I do have the pattern posted. I kind of just made this one up myself. So you can go ahead and check that out at ceciliaspot.com if you want, or you can freehand it. That's pretty much what I did. So we've got the front of the truck with the windows, the main part of the truck. There's 4 wheels, and then for the front, there's going to be a window in the front because you can make the pillow just the 2 sides, but I'm actually going to make it a little bit more dimensional, and I cut out strips here that you'll see. I'm going to sew in between here to give it a little more space, so that he can actually play with the truck if he wants. Okay, and then I am going to actually put his name on the truck too with those iron-on letters I have. Alright, but you can make any adjustments that you want. So go ahead and cut it all out first, okay? Get your pattern set, and then I'm going to iron on the name, and I'm going to sew some of the details on here. Like, I'm going to sew this on. Of course, if you want, you could hot glue gun everything, but I'm going to sew these little hubcaps on the wheels, and I'm going to sew the windows on first. Okay, so now I've sewn all the little details on here, except for the front window, because I have to check the placement. But what I want to do before I add that extra strips in the middle is actually put the sides together. So you're going to take your truck, and you're going to line it where you want, obviously. And you're going to take just one side of the wheel, because the other side's going to go on the other side, obviously. And you're going to kind of just go through and sew around, sew it all together. Okay, and you're going to do the same thing with the other side. So go ahead and do that. Get your sides together, and then we'll meet back. Okay, so now that you have your main pieces all ready, what we're going to do is that middle extra strip part, and mine is 2 inches, 2 inches thick, and I just kind of estimated the length as of right now. I'll probably end up cutting it, but I'm not going to do just one main color through the middle. I'm going to do all the colors. So I'm going to do the green, the white, and I'm going to try and do the black. I don't know if I have enough fabric for it, but I'm going to give it a go. So I'm going to start with the white, and this is probably the most confusing part. Now, if you are not going to do it with that whole middle extra section, you just want 2 trucks on both sides, then all you have to do is face them towards each other inward and go ahead and sew the 2 pieces all the way around except for one maybe 3-inch spot or so, and then you're going to turn it right side out and you're going to hand sew that. Well, you're going to stuff it and then hand sew it and you'll be done. But if you want a little more dimension to it, like I said, I'm going to do this strip, and the way that I'm going to do it is just kind of line it up here where I want it to start, and it would be fabrics facing fabrics pattern, and mine's white, so it doesn't really matter, but I'm just going to go around here and I'm going to sew it, and I'm just going to try and leave this piece as straight as possible, and then kind of just curve the whole thing so that it goes all the way around. Alright, and then I'll show you the finished product. So I just wanted to give you a little bit of a peek so far, so you know what I'm kind of doing. I'm going straight down the front here of the truck, and when I get to the corner, what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually raise the little lever here, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the whole thing here, and then just line up the strip again with the white part, just like that. And then I'm going to end here because I'm going to go to the black. But that's what you're going to do. You're going to just kind of swivel it around, and then I'm going to start the black side and go all the way through there, do the green, that type of thing. You can do the same color if you want to, that's fine. Okay, so if you are switching colors, what you want to do is you want to have your black fabric or whatever color you want to use, and you want to do, right sides kind of facing each other again, and you're going to sew across here, and then what you'll do is you'll open it up like that, and then you won't see that seam line, and then you'll just kind of continue. Okay, so here's the one side done, and I ironed on his name here, and then I also put a little window for the front, and then I went around and I sewed the outside edge. I didn't have enough black to do both of the wheels, so I ended up just doing one. And then what I'm going to do is take my other piece here, and I'm going to sew it right on just like I did before. I'm going to kind of line it up, and I'm going to start and just go through and sew it to the outside edge here. And then I'm going to leave, you know, about a 2-inch opening, and I'm going to pull it right side out and stuff it and then hand stitch it. And then that's it. It's pretty simple. Okay, so just take your time going around all the edges. And that's about it. When you come to the corners, if you're, you know, new at sewing, generally what I do is you have the needle in through the thread, and you just lift up the foot pedal, and then you turn it, the whole thing, you turn it with the needle and to get to the right angle that you want. Okay? So let's go do that, and I'll come back and show you the end. Okay, so here it is turned right side out. Now you want to make sure wherever your hole is to go in and go around all the corners. Make sure there's no holes. I found like one little hole up here, and I had to go back and sew it, and then pop all your corners out. Okay, and then you're going to fill it. I'm going to fill it with polyfill and maybe some scrap yarn I have. And then I'm just going to hand sew this closed, and that'll be it.